All right, President Biden will be holding meetings today with the prime ministers of Iraq and the Czech Republic following this weekend's attacks.
Yes, Madeline Rivera joins us now from Washington, D.C. with these escalating tensions. And Madeline, Israel says it will retaliate against Iran at a time of its choosing, but the U.S. and several other nations, they want Israel to exercise restraint here. How quickly and how much at risk of a larger conflict are we right now?
It's a very big risk, and that's why the president is holding all of these high-level diplomatic talks. He had a conversation with G7 leaders yesterday in which he earned restraint in the Middle East. And it is a big conversation, especially as Israel tries to figure out what it does next, whether it does conduct a counteroffensive against Iran, which the president is discouraging Israel from doing. The U.S. maintains that its support of Israel is ironclad, but it also says it will not participate in a counteroffensive if Israel does launch it won't participate in a counteroffensive if Israel does launch one against Iran. So it is a big topic of conversation. The conversations that the president is having today with the Iraqi prime minister and the prime minister of the Czech Republic comes as the president is also trying to keep this coalition of international support for Ukraine. So it is a very volatile situation volatile situations throughout the world that the president is struggling with this today, Anthony and Anita.
Yeah, I think it begs the question whether there could be someone, a particular country that's trying to draw in the U.S. into a conflict.
Yeah, the president here is wary of that. He told Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu over the weekend, according to a report from Axios, he told the Israeli Prime Minister, look, you saw what happened over the weekend was a failed attack by Iran. The United States was able to intercept dozens of Iranian drones and ballistic missiles, and he says that's the result of this joint defensive effort, not only by Israel and the U.S., but also with other partners in the region. And so the president is saying to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, look, that is a win. Take it. Don't conduct this counteroffensive against Iran, and which will risk this war into spreading.
Yes, speaking of that, how's the rest of the Arab world reacting to what is now transpiring between Israel and Iran?
They are very concerned, and that's why the president conducted conversations as well with King Abdullah of Jordan. They're continuing. They've been having these conversations over the last 6 months when Hamas attacked Israel. And so, you know, especially as we see the assault on Gaza and the conversations and the growing calls for a ceasefire in the Middle East, this is an ongoing situation, and it has all political ramifications for the president as well. He's already seen the erosion of support among the Democratic base, especially among progressives who really want to see an immediate ceasefire in Iran, in Israel rather, and Gaza, and they also want to see more humanitarian aid get into Gaza. So it's a tough topic, it's a tough issue with no real solution right now.
All right, Madeline Rivera there in Washington. We appreciate your reporting. Thank you.
You got it, of course.